Coming in.
The link on Twitter is going to be wrong that everybody was looking at. We're live, Joe.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Well, I've had better mornings.
Chuck says all the links, Twitter, YouTube, just stream a black screen for 10 seconds and quit.
Yeah, that's because they're on the old link. We had to create the new link because something was wrong with that one. So I'm going to post it up now.
Okay.
Let's see. We already have 44 viewers. Shit. I wonder if I can go in there. It's just showing a black screen. I'm going to leave the studio and go to the other one and see if it kills this one. Stay here.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm going to go tweet. Hold on.
Okay. I see one person's already here.
Oh, that's
on the streamer. That's probably Chuck.
Did you send it to him?
No. I should just send it.
No, you can't because, oh, shit. I don't want to do that. I need the new YouTube link. I was just about to share.
Just so you know, we are still live.
Yes, I know. I don't care. I'm just like view on YouTube.
So you know we are still live.
Copy. Yes. Reply. Send. Let me go back to my profile, see if it posted a new one for this one. Bear with us, folks. Yeah, it did. But we still have 50 viewers on the other one. And they won't even let me broadcast from it. It sucks. It sucks. We're over here.
This way. Come to the light.
Let's see. Copy link. Or you can view here. Apologies for the tech issues. And one more tweet. Tech issues on StreamYard. Please watch here. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We're losing our view. We lost a ton of viewers, but whatever. I mean, it sucks, but we love you guys. There's 4 viewers on this stream and 56 on the other one. So plus whatever's watching on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, James, that's what we're going to be talking about. Wonderland.
Oh, fucking A. Just fucking clusterfuck.
I mean, aren't you? I mean, I sold earlier, so I'm.
Shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Did the screen freeze?
Yeah, you froze.
It's like.
Are you on VPN? Are you on VPN?
Oh shit! I gotta unhook my VPN. Yeah, let me.
Fucking stop fucking up the show, Joe.
Yeah. I just giving the people what they want.
They're used to seeing Joe on the right side of the screen. Well, he's always wrong, so we had to switch it.
By the way, I'm used to seeing it. Trading Edge wants me on the other side of the screen, dude.
I don't have control over that. Stream.
I think it's because I came in first.
You came in first. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it. Snow Dog 2.0 equals Wonderland. Snow Dog 2.0 equals Wonderland, according to Jailson.
Yeah, I'm not going that far with it. Oh, lost my camera. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, hold please. God, what a fucking day. Let me fucking
What'd you
tell
do?
you. Hold on.
Did you do an image workover over there? I mean, it's looking a lot better.
Yeah, it needs to, because I barely got a shower done, and I haven't shaved in 2 days.
Yeah, Chuck, we forgot to sacrifice that chicken. That's why it's all going crazy.
All right, so so this morning I have a 15-year-old dog whose kidneys are failing. So shortly after waking up to the fucking train wreck that is Wonderland, I had to run to the vet. So I've caught up on some of the news. For those of you joining who aren't crypto Twitter addicts, and wMEMO turns into wMEMO. Here's what's kind of been. Here's my overview of what's happened over the last couple of days, and please know that as I talk about this, I am one that's feeling severe personal pain, as are some other investors I work with at the moment, with the repercussions of this fiasco that is Wonderland Memo. So this really started this week with the massive crash of the price. Evidently, some whales or someone else decided to unleash, similar to the Olympus DAO bank run, whatever you want to call it. And there were, as usual, a series of massively cascading liquidations. The 0x Saifu and Danny had promised that the project would not get below its backing, because they were going to always be buying automatically with a bot as the price dumped. And that worked up until the funds they had set up for that ran out of money. So mistake number one, well, not mistake number one, a mistake was not fucking doing the math and looking at their other project, Abracadabra, to see where the liquidations might run if it dropped below, and realize how much fucking money they needed available to the bots to do the buys to hold the price up. The other problem is that it's very likely that bots were buying, and then when they would do a buy, the price would pump up a bit, and then those who had bought at the lower price point, even if they may have been the ones pushing it down, would then sell and make quick profits. So we probably ended up in a nice loop of that shit as well. So so we had that news, and as a reaction to that, or I shouldn't say as a reaction to that, I'm going to tell you everything that Danielle and Sifu claim versus, kind of what looks obvious. So first, they claimed they didn't have enough money backing the bot for the automatic buys. They started doing manual buys again. Second, Danielle claims that he got a new phone and he was on airplane mode, so nobody could reach him to restart the buys. Now, I tend to believe that, because otherwise there's no motivation for him not to do the buys, right? So it's in his best interest to do the buys. The other interesting thing is that both he and Sifu were part of the liquidations. So estimates run that Daniel lost anywhere from 10 to 15 million in liquidations. And I have no idea. I think Sifu was a couple of million, or I don't know. Anyway, so he lost money as well, supposedly. Of course, we find out how much they actually have. They didn't lose so much. They didn't lose the same percentage of their total value as the rest of us. So then Danielle yesterday did a couple of AMAs, one addressing that directly, and then the second, the one I listened to, addressing a proposal that he made to merge Spell with Memo. So the idea is that the treasuries would be combined. They would still try to function as a SPAC per se and leverage the funds that came in to invest in projects and invest the treasury funds in actual investment staking, yield farming, trading, whatever, as they have been doing, and provides holders of the Spell token with revenue from those investments and the revenue that Spell already dispenses to holders. Memo would be time, Memo, Wonderland would cease to exist, right? So spirited discussions started happening on the forum. People were already pissed at Danielle. Obviously, a lot of people got liquidated. He then promised that he would, anyone that was liquidated after he was liquidated would be compensated by him personally for their liquidation amount. So he was stepping up as he did with the popsicle hack and promising to make people whole. So I was feeling slightly encouraged, not confident, but slightly encouraged that there was an exit, that there was a way out. Now, I expected fully that if that merger occurred after the DAO voted for it, that if that merger occurred, there would be a massive dump of Spell immediately after that. But there are ways to trade that, right? So you're going to have a lot of people that have lost confidence that would get their Spell tokens swapped for their Memo tokens or wMEMO tokens, and they would dump those immediately. The other thing that came up yesterday was, they made this big deal about this shift in strategy, about making wrapped Memo available everywhere. They put developer resources and time into it. And then suddenly, after this big rundown, they wanted to completely shift the strategy, kill Wonderland, and merge it with Spell. So to me, it felt like a knee-jerk reaction. They claimed that they had been working on this proposal for a while, and that they were planning to propose this to the community because they felt like Wonderland was stuck, I guess is the best
stagnant
yeah. and that this would be the best way to breathe life. It would grow the treasury of Spell. It would provide more opportunities for investments, and more revenue for holders. So I'm feeling, okay, we'll see what the fuck happens kind of mood, right?
What was the price at that point? Roughly
35-ish.
Okay.
For wMEMO, 35,000. I think 33, 35. It had dropped way below that and come back up because I'm assuming because of the buys they were doing manually. So, of course,
well, it ain't there anymore.
First thing I do this morning, which I always fucking do because I'm an idiot, is to check the whole portfolio.
Doesn't that just set your day?
I mean, we're already down 60 to 80%,
Yeah.
And then, we're down another 33% when I wake up this morning. I'm like, what the fuck, right? I'm thinking, well, it's just another run, or, people got skittish after last night and they're dumping, right? Which didn't make a lot of sense to me because you might as well get the free Spell, right? And
Can I ask a question?
That.
Were you aware of all the Ox Sifu stuff at that point, or were you just
no?
Okay, got it.
So I'm in my morning haze, looking at the fucking further destruction of my personal and other people's value, and I go look at Daniel's Twitter feed. Because if he's
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at
yes.
you. Wow.
Yeah. No, I get it.
All over
I get
again.
it. Because if he's nothing else, he is he's always willing to communicate good or bad, right? I mean, that's something I've come to expect from the guy. So I guess I should start sharing screen here. So we find out, not only do we find out that
dropping the hammer,
that Sifu is convicted felon and former founder of the Quadriga CX exchange that Madoff with people's money.
119 million or 140 million or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the founder mysteriously died while in India, which obviously has been cause for bullshit called bullshit, but probably got some plastic surgery and took the money and ran. But we find out that Sifu was a founder of that, and then we find out that he had served prison time for being part of a debit card, credit card identity theft ring, which sucks. It's like, oh fuck, this Anand guy was really a piece of shit, right? Well, the killer thing, the thing that's really just fucking pissing me off, I'm just going to say it. The thing that's really pissing me off is Danielle knew about it a month ago when he met Sifu for the first time in person. I don't know if there was some confession by Sifu, if Danielle knew about it. I don't know what the fuck, but here's why I'm pissed off. I don't mind somebody being a caring enough person to say, hey, I'm going to give this person a chance to be a part of my project, and say, maybe they have changed who they are, right? I got no problem with that. What I have a problem with are two things. First, keeping them on any fucking wallet, right? It's one thing to let somebody prove themselves, work hard, communicate with the community, but actually having him be the fucking treasury manager, it's like, the fuck did you think? What the fuck did you think? Number one, yes, it's great to give somebody a second chance, but you don't fucking trust them with the keys to the goddamn kingdom. Now, it's a multi-sig, right? And so those transactions have to be approved, but it's still just bad. And here's the worst part about it is hoping that somehow nobody's going to find out, or there will be no repercussions to everybody fucking finding out, and not understanding what that's going to do to the value of the project and all of the people that you claim to love in the community and who you want to make whole and want them to make a lot of money. Well, that is not the move of someone who's thinking through logically and intelligently or analytically, or it's not the move of someone who gives a shit about the community more than they give a shit about the dude that they, work with. And that to me is just infuriating. And then the third thing that fucking pisses me off is you find shit out about like this, you go to the fucking community, you put a proposal up to fire him or keep him, and you let the community decide. And you do it then, not a fucking month ago. This is what DAOs are supposed to be about. I understand you're the strategy guy, you're the product guy, you're the leader, you're the fucking mission guy. I get it. We all backed you, right? But now, because you are the core centerpiece, making shit fucking decisions like this, nobody's going to want to have faith in you. So now, and you just took over fucking Sushi. So they're going to be in total fucking chaos. And you could have avoided all this. You could have avoided all of this by just telling the community, here's who he is. I just found out. Do you want to keep him on the team or not? Do you want to keep him on treasury or not? And let us know, right? Let us know what we have in front of us. So to me, those are the big issues. Now, further updates. Danielle's going to go on Bankless. Of course, he never booked the interview with me, so he's going on Bankless. I'd love to get him on right fucking now.
I'm sure he's going to show up for his reaming.
Listen, look. Here's the thing. I think the guy's brilliant. I think he has a great strategic mind. I think he's an awesome community motivator. I think he actually cares about the community. But I think he, I don't know if he's soft or what, but I think he just doesn't think through some of his actions. And that's what's fucked him up.
Yeah. I look at him and I see someone who's, I'm going to use the word like gullible, naive, things like that, somehow he got duped by this guy. I don't, it worries me judgment wise, obviously a big red flag, but look, here's the bigger thing. These guys are all doxxed. So now what he's really looking at is whatever, if he communicated any financial information after knowing that Sifu was a convicted financial crimes criminal, then he's exposing himself to potential securities fraud, or not securities fraud, investment fraud, whatever you want to call it, fraud. Because there's a lot of pissed off investors now, down probably billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. He's in bad shape. He's got to fix this. And again, I'm not against helping people who have paid their penalty and served their time or did whatever they were supposed to do, coming out and trying to get them back into society. Because if we don't integrate them into society, it's just a negative play. But, you don't hire guys that have been convicted of financial crimes to run financial portfolios for you. And sure, treasury management, sure, it's a triple sig, 3-signature multi-sig wallet. But I just saw on one of my things that he's still on the Ethereum wallet as a signer. So, with 30 million MEM in there.
I think that they are... I think that they have stopped. I think what he said was, I think I don't know the process for removing somebody from a multi-sig, but I'm assuming it's a bit complex to replace somebody. So I don't know what that's like in Gnosis. I've messed with it a couple of times, but it's not been part of my life.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a complex thing, and he wants the snapshot vote to finish.
How did that finish? I'm seeing.
I'm looking at it. I'm trying to look at it now. I got to log in. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm seeing a clock, a screen of it from I don't know when, but it was like 62.
When I voted to remove his ass, it was 70-something% to 20. It was like 71 to 29, something like that.
To keep him or dump him? Remove.
To dump him.
Good. To flip, because it's the other way in this one, But this is like 793 times to keep him, 476 times to dump him.
What did you see?
Can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah,
I'll show it to you.
I'm on the voting page. I just want to see the current vote, but it's not letting me. Go ahead and show your screen.
Screen, 2 seconds.
Why won't it let me see?
This one. Okay. So I don't see a time on this, but you guys can all see this, right? This was somebody sent it to me in a chat, but this was the voting some time ago. Let me see if I can get the timestamp. Well, that came in about
of course, in order to fucking log into this, I have to load my wallet and see my shit.
But I'm sure they're gonna dump them. So we don't have to, let's not get into a whole
Well, here's the gotcha. Here's the gotcha. All it takes, look, it's one of the things I'm writing up in that document I'm working on is how badly DAO democracies fail because of whales, right? And it could be that Danielle Sifu, with his votes, and maybe a couple of other people, are enough votes to throw this over no matter what. Maybe that's the representation of that 37% in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I see some comments here. Chuck says, yeah, you can't hire convicted felons in the U.S. normal regulated fintech. Shouldn't be in different DeFi.
Right.
James, financial crimes mean can't work in finance. Makes sense. Yeah. And then Jailson, I'm not sure. Says, are you kidding me? I'm not sure if he's making a comment on the situation or if he has a different perspective. But yeah, you could switch back the screen if you want. I just want.
Yeah, I can't get the fucking vote to load. I can't. I'm trying to log in, but I already voted, so it's probably not going to let me see the results again. Hold on, let me see something. Maybe I can go back. Sifu is treasury manager. Ends in 1 day. I obviously voted to replace him. This vote should have happened a month ago, but And here's the other thing.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
How fucking stupid. And this always sounds weird when I say shit like this, but how fucking stupid is Sifu, right? He makes out with $140 million from Quadriga. And then evidently the way he was doxxed was he's using wallets connected to the fucking wallets that he had from that. And it's like.
From Quadriga?
Yeah.
Everybody outsmarts themselves. I don't know. It's just so stupid.
How do you not understand how the fucking blockchain works?
He's a credit card guy.
Yeah, he's right. Jailson Jr. said keep Sifu is the end of Wonderland. He was saying, are you kidding me to this
about the vote total? Yeah.
Yeah. What I'd really love to see is the fucking total. I can't get it. I'm going to switch wallets and see if that works.
Yeah, it was just such a shame that this all happened today and yesterday, because I felt like we came out of the Fed statement yesterday in pretty good shape, i.e. not a dump.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a little bit of a up and down on that one. And the Fed kind of came out and said, look, they're slowing down the next 2 months of the bond purchases a little bit more. They're talking about a 1/4 point hike in March, and that's about it right now. So,
yeah.
And they're not going to, they're going to be super careful. Even though they're not political, they are smart. So, they don't want to destroy the stock market at this point.
Right.
So I felt good about all of that. And I thought, okay, we can just kind of go sideways a little and then we'll be back in business. But then this time Wonderland shit comes out and I'm like, oh shit, that's going to drag everything down again. So it's just such a shame. I mean, it's not like we don't know this stuff happens, but on something so high profile and for such a guy who seems to be a genuinely good guy.
Yeah.
I just, feels banner needs to be up. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, it's just bad timing.
Yeah,
for
it really
the overall
sucks.
Market.
Yeah, Aaron, you're right. Regulators are salivating. Yeah, we keep fucking just giving them excuses. I mean, that's the shit. You give them something to be a poster child. Oh, and let's talk about that shit. Did you see this U.S. Treasury bill that gives the Treasury Secretary the ability to ban fucking cryptocurrency transactions?
It still has to get through Congress. And
of course it does. But what the fuck, Joe Biden?
I don't think, no, that doesn't come. That came from the White House?
Of course.
No. Where is the thing?
I'm going to find it. Hold on. I don't know. Maybe it didn't.
No, if the legislation comes, it usually emanates from probably like one of your boys, Ben Sherman or something like that. Or not Ben Sherman. Brad. That's a shirt. A shirt brand or a surf shirt brand.
Fucking Ben Sherman.
Yeah, I saw all those links piling up after I was going through everything for a couple hours. And I'm like, I'm not even going to look at that one now. I'm just going to wait because we got so many big things, fish to fry at this point.
And Russia's back in the game. What did Putin said something yesterday?
Oh, no, they all came out again saying, no. We can own it.
We love it.
You can own it. Crypto good. You can own it. So that means all his oligarchs are all, hip deep in crypto. But, I mean, it's everybody saying one thing. I think that whole situation, Russia-China, is kind of interesting because, I have always felt that Russia missed the chance to join NATO years ago. And God, wouldn't that make things a lot easier? I mean, they're basically gravitating to be China's vassal state at this point. They're totally dependent on them. I almost feel like the Chinese might be pulling Putin's strings to make him on the west side of Europe so they can mess around the South China Sea or in Taiwan and see if we can handle both.
Right.
But, I mean, I remember from history, it's always been primed to fight two major land wars. That's the U.S. strategy.
Yeah.
And, I think that's just a huge, colossal mistake. I'd love to see, a deal craft where we get Russia into NATO and, maybe somehow, give some amnesty or something like that. And then transition to where I think we all want Russia to be. As a functioning member of Europe.
And not run by the fucking mafia.
Yeah. I mean, look, mafia's everywhere. We can't pick on.
No, I just mean.
But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
The fucking president of the country is a
didn't
blatantly corrupt, murdering, torturing piece of shit.
Wow, deja vu, 2019 all over again. But, no, but I always thought that would happen. So I think that's going to settle down. The U.S. just basically said no to everything, but said, look, let's just keep talking about transparency and things. And they're coming back to the table on that discussion. So, they don't want this. I don't know what the strategy is here. And I just want that to settle down. And then get the economy, back in focus. Figure out what's going to happen.
GDP's up 5 point.
Yeah, I mean,
largest jump since Reagan.
Somebody's asked about if we should keep or kick seafood from Time Wonderland. I mean, that's what a perspective. We've been talking about that.
I kicked. I don't know
how to say the name.
I totally kicked.
It looks like maybe Romanian or something. I'm not sure.
How do we pronounce? Is it
Derzuvda?
Noxie. It probably.
Yes. Yeah, we say kick them.
Yeah, I voted kick across 4 wallets. So. It just made me feel good. It wasn't even a fucking logical thing. Obviously it's logical, but I'm just saying, just made me feel good.
Yeah. The other thing I saw was interesting, tied to what you were saying. You might want to pop that banner, or do I do the banner?
You can do the banner, Joe. Did you
log
in? I think that's why you couldn't start the call today, because you weren't logged in.
I'm logged in now. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at comments. Okay, here's the banners. Is this it? Yeah. It's just it seems like there's so much stuff that can happen now when we're sitting on this like inflection point.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay. And when this stuff happens, it just kind of, just throws a wrench into everything. And then you see all of this, like the IMF is pounding on El Salvador right now, yesterday, today, get out of Bitcoin. And, I think they're trying to make a lesson of these guys now. So other people won't shift to that yet, because everybody's trying to roll the stable coins.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Why does the fucking president of El Salvador give a shit? Right. I mean, look, I get it. They control the flow of money to them, but he has, when you are dependent on the IMF, right? When you're under the thumb of the US and the IMF, you have no autonomy as a country, right? Anything you want to do, and look, I am no fan of this guy. I think he's actually a little bit dangerous.
Bukele?
Except for buying Bitcoin, which I love, but and making it, money. But at some point, if he's successfully able to break free of the control of the IMF in the United States, shit's going to get really interesting, right? Because, once you get those loans, once that money comes in, you absolutely have no autonomy. Your country is not free of the United States or Europe or whomever, right?
You got an investor. It's an investor. You got to deal with.
Yeah, you got an investor who's got majority control of the board, right?
And all the power.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I hope he gives them a big fuck you, but he probably
to me,
won't.
it's like, I kind of like the idea because I wanted to see what would happen. I'm not on the ground there, obviously, so I don't know the practical effects of this. But there's definitely some potential there in cryptocurrency in general, just how you pay the workers and things like that to cut out all these middlemen and all this other stuff to give them more money. But I saw some other analysis, like, how people were sending Bitcoin to El Salvador, and then people have to go to remittances and people have to go find the ATM to turn it into cash. And actually the charges to do everything end up being more than if you wired it Western Union.
Wow.
So there's, it's not getting that benefit. But I think the key is you don't make it the only legal tender. You just make it part of your basket of potential tenders.
Right, but if he makes it legal tender, he didn't make it
legal tender.
Yeah, he made it legal tender, but it's one of the accepted legal tenders with the US dollar. But here's the thing, those people don't pay any of those fees if the Bitcoin is sent directly to their wallet.
And every cash out. Yeah.
But every store in the country will accept it. Has to accept it under the law. So they're not losing anything at that point.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So, and I guarantee you there'll be underground dudes that'll cash you out for a lot less than the ATM charges you.
Like local Bitcoins kind of set up.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I just feel like, I think what the IMF is looking at here is they're like, oh my God, we got to stop this before it becomes a contagion until we get all these central bank tokens out.
Yeah. And what will be their response? Cut off the flow of money and starve children.
Well, and then
that's the threat.
We're not paying you.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. Now, I know they got $1 billion Bitcoin bond coming out here sometime soon to raise money.
It took a hit this week.
I know their sovereign debt is been downgraded too, as far as like cents on a dollar. I think it's down to like 67 cents on a dollar or something.
Yeah.
But I heard Turkey was talking about doing this too. He's been hanging out with Erdogan or whatever, trying to figure out a way out, because Turkey's in a box too.
Sure.
They're like stuck between everybody, and you got another sort of centralized ruler on top of the heap trying to control it or stay in power. He kind of wants to figure out how to get out from under the thumb of the international organizations too. So I think what IMF is saying is trying to shut this one down until they get everything in place for whatever it is, which is, obviously control, influence, monitor, all that stuff. But I don't know. I just find it an interesting experiment to watch, and I do hope it works out for him. I don't know Cawley. People I've been talking to down there are trying to get a meeting with him. I kind of get the idea he's like a lot of these Central American rulers. How do I put it politely? Not more centralized tendencies than I tend to like. I like big, messy, inefficient things. I don't like where somebody can just say, hey, let's just move this out or do this or do that, and they can just do it.
Yeah.
I like when they got to go have a 2-month fight over doing anything, because then efficiency stuff doesn't get done, but you don't have people doing crazy shit on the whim.
Right.
So, but next.
So I got into a little bit of trouble.
With what?
Shockingly.
Brad got in trouble?
The show the other day when we went through the grayscale list.
Yeah.
And I made the comment that Decred doesn't have their shit together. And one of our lovely listeners, who I love you all, absolutely love you all. Here, I guess you start sharing screen again.
But he bitched you out for it?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Well, that's cool. Get some exchange going.
It got the exchange going. It got the discussion going.
Don't have their shit together.
Decred don't have their shit together. It's the layer 1 DAO where most DAOs are just random tokens on a chain they have no control over. Plus, arguably, the first post-quantum secure opt-in privacy coin on the market. DCR equal innovating, greater than dogs, pixels, and JPEGs. Grayscale knows, big brain, right?
Yeah.
So he started sending me some links. And I took a look at it. And look, I always thought the tech was good, right? But here's the problem now with what DeFi has done and the moat that everybody in this space has built, right? It is hard enough. And so real quickly, one of the links he sent me was to an exchange that's actually on Decred, that's actually building in some type of EVM compatibility. I didn't completely understand it. But anyway, here's the problem. This could be the best solution ever. And they are launching some DeFi things on it, but it's a big moat right now in DeFi, right? Like you've got Ethereum, you've got layer 2s like Polygon and Arbitrum that are growing at a rapid pace. You got Phantom and Avalanche and BSC all sucking up retail and other traders. You have Metis, you got Algorand, you got all of those, Oasis, you got all Harmony, you got all of those others on the fucking list. It's a big mountain to climb. Now, in their favor, yeah, post-quantum secure is a big fucking deal. And we don't talk about it much anymore, but it's going to become a big deal. And that's really important. The fact that the entire chain is run by a DAO, that's pretty awesome, right? That's really cool. But from a marketing perspective, Decred's a little better in their messaging than Algorand, which is a train wreck, but they have a huge moat to get over. So I give them all the credit in the world. And Cryptos, as he calls them, official Cryptos, said to me, in our discussion, yeah, they really haven't done a great job with marketing. I think that's their biggest problem is, and it doesn't have to be marketing. It's about building a community that can bridge the gap, doing partnerships in biz dev. And the biggest thing for them right now is, why does a developer develop on Decred if there's no volume and no users, or very few relative to the other chains, right? It's just a risk people aren't going to be willing to take. And so I think that's the big problem. I wanted to address it. I think it's probably got some awesome tech. I think it's looks like good people running, the strategy and the plan for it. I listened to a couple of interviews and videos about them just to, I want to be fair and make sure I'm not missing something. But I just think it's a really big hill to climb, a big moat to get across. And I think EVM compatible, and then Solana and Algorand are making it a bigger and deeper moat to get over. So I certainly should have been clearer, though, in the way I phrased my criticism.
They're not executing. They're not executing.
My criticism is about not executing on getting momentum and users and adoption, and that's hard. And
Hey, also, and I don't know who the guy was who criticized you, but if there's growth numbers in those areas, users, adoption, all of that, we'd love to see that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm looking at the chart and just so year over year. So this is before the run up started in January. They've posted a 5.5% gain over the last 12 months. So, they ran up to about 250 in April, and it's just been almost a little run up in September back into the 170 range and a slow slide to.
Well,
50,
here's the
60,
interesting, here's the really interesting thing, right? And I tweeted this back to him as well. They're big investors looking at Decred. I mean, Grayscale put it on its alternative assets list. What's her name?
Cathie.
Cathie has made comments about Decred, right? It's on all the major centralized exchanges, right? It's a readily traded entity. It's known. So it's like, here's my question. Okay, that looks really positive. Number one, are big investors interested because it's a trading play? Or are big investors interested because they think it credibly can get over the hump and become a part of DeFi? Or does it have another purpose we're not aware of? But anyway, I thought it was interesting. I'm certainly happy to talk to people from the Decred team. I'd love to meet them and hear their pitch.
Yeah. Case, well, maybe Cathie's bought well, she doesn't really buy tokens. That's the thing. I remember I was talking to a couple of years ago on a few deals, and then they were like not into doing anything who had a token, ICO risk, that kind of stuff, US. Yeah. But, speaking of Cathie, real quick, can I just share this screen real fast? I want to show you something that'll be a little bit more optimistic here for us. Speaking of her, all right, here it comes. Here's Cathie Wood's call as of yesterday. Bitcoin to 1 million, Ethereum to 180K by 2030. And there's a report out on this, which I encourage everybody to go get. Let me see if I can find the link. Key takeaways, ARK predicts Bitcoin 1 million. ARK argued that Bitcoin represents only a fraction of the value of global assets. Also forecasted Ethereum market cap to exceed 20 trillion by 2030.
Damn.
Here's a report. The link's right here. Big Ideas. You might just be able to Google it. Big Ideas 2022. And, search that up and read it because it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, look, they have an awesome analysis team.
They're really good at that. Yeah.
I mean, and they're big Tesla people. So I like them.
She's down a little right now, just on this correction, of course. I mean, down like 45%, I think, the last couple of months. Oh, yeah, here it is. But, look, Bitcoin's down 44% from its all-time high. So you can see she was a big BTC buyer about 5 years ago. Not to the level of what Draper did when he bought all those Bitcoins from the Silk Road auction for $100 a pop. So, but she is there. So she's a great person to stay on top of there. And their firm does a lot of really good kind of Scrum Works kind of stuff and, where people can trade intel. But, talk about ideas. But this is something I thought was the one interesting thing I saw. Now, of course, she's very pro and a true believer in all of this. But, it's always good to see something like that come out on a day when, we're dealing with a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts.
And there was one other thing I saw here that I thought was interesting that everybody might like. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
This one? Oh, no, this is the Quadra X thing. That's MoonDAO. That's what I was curious about. What is MoonDAO?
I have no idea. I keep seeing it pop up on my timeline.
Yeah, if people are going to go to space in a rocket ship with some billionaire. Yeah. Investors in MoonDAO think they'll go to space on a billionaire's rocket.
What the fuck?
They want to get a DAO into low Earth orbit this year. They're probably going to run.
Wait, it's Blue Origin? I'm sure Blue Origin's not actually involved. That's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Mission of decentralizing access to space research. Look to far-flung. This group is looking to the literal moon and hopes to take advantage of the privatized space race between a few billionaires and their rocket companies. 2,600 ETH.
Very scammy.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is sort of like when we were talking about asteroid mining, when Consensus bought the asteroid mining company, and I'm like, who doesn't want to be an asteroid miner? I mean, didn't we all want to do something like that when we were kids? But it's kind of shows a dilution of focus in my mind.
Yeah.
So when everybody starts talking about stuff like that, it's just a literal, it's kind of hard to execute. But still, check this one out, Moondao. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I thought it was intriguing to do it for a rocket ride. And launch something in a satellite. But that's the two things. I just wanted to jump a few little things in there while you're talking.
I'm trying to look and see if I got anything else interesting for the day. I really don't. Anybody in the comments have something they want us to take a look at right now live?
Who's Lou?
I've been so absorbed with everything else. Oh, Joe, talk to, just so everybody knows, spoke to the attorney about the club yesterday. I need to talk to you later this afternoon, but I think we've got a path forward to get everything dealt with on the legal front.
Oh, cool.
So, but it did get a little messy. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, this is, these always start as something. Hey, let's all get together and do this. And then
here's why it gets messy. The bottom line is, in order for us not to be liable as fund managers, there's two paths for us. The first is we set up an LLC, and everybody signs the documents, and they become limited partners in the LLC. So it's like my exempt fund. It's the same concept. It's an SEC exempt fund, but it's still a fund. The secondary,
but that has KYC and everything attached to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The second option is automate everything, which we're not there yet. We're working on that. And the third option is we vote on everything. So we vote. Everybody proposes strategies. Everybody proposes tokens. Everybody proposes allocations, and everybody votes on all of those items. And then we also have them vote that we execute the voted trade strategies. And that's the best solution.
Yeah, I mean, obviously just a liability issue that I don't even want to get near.
Well, as long as listen, here's the other problem. There's not a ton of case law in the investment clubs, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no precedence here. There hasn't been enforcement. It's just kind of flown under the radar. The law says you can do this. It's okay. You're exempt from SEC, et cetera, et cetera. But we're also kind of dealing with something that used to be, it was in the stock world, which it was built for. We want to invest in Amazon, yes or no. We want to invest in whatever, yes or no, right? Which is a very simple thing to do. And then all you're doing is executing the trade in the club's brokerage account. In crypto, it gets much more complex because it's staking and yielding and lending and tokens and allocation amounts and everything else. And so that's why it gets a little messier. So anyway, there is a solution. What we have to do now is map out the voting and the proposal process and get everybody to start proposing. We can propose our original strategy, and we can mix it up a little bit. So anyway, on the way to driving my daughter to school this morning, I listened to Bankless. And, I don't necessarily like to point people to the competition, but I actually think they sometimes do good stuff. Mm-hmm. And if you want a better understanding of the curve wars and what's going on at this moment, they had a really good episode about the curve wars, convex, and all of that. It just gave me, it wasn't something we hadn't already learned and discussed before, but if you know somebody that's curious, you can send up our past episode where we discuss it. But they also did a nice job of explaining it. So, I guess that's all I got, Joe. You about ready to wrap up for the day?
I got some more stuff real quick. Let's take a look at, I got to share my screen again. Damn. Just some macro stuff real quick before we go. All right. So here's the BTC, the liquidation map for BTC. And a lot of people are calling, which way is it going to go? But look, I mean, see this buy wall sitting right? Micros. This is the buy wall right here that's holding us where we are. And then look up here. There's like nothing until 42. I mean, this little blip, but there's really not much there. So again, I think we got some cushion to absorb. And then when you look at, say, the order book on ETH USDT on Binance, this is that range I was talking about the other day. If you look at, you got now this is just one exchange, of course. Right. It's mostly the retail side too. But look, you got from 2000, you got 46 million sitting. So right in this range, we're looking at I always kind of do something like this, the top 5. That's almost $95 million. And then the 5 above is 40 million. So, you almost have a more than 2 to 1 cushion down here. And then once you get past those 5, you look, we got another like 100 million sitting there in the next $500 range. So a lot of people are saying this bottom range is somewhere between 17 and 22 if there's more dipping. And then when you look at BTC, again, this just shows part of it, but you kind of have some pretty hefty volumes down there too. Now, retail, you're not going to see it. I don't think you see as much on Binance as you do on some of the other bigger exchanges. The institutional ones are playing on in the order books. But still, there's a lot of cushion here. So I'm not uncomfortable right now. This Time Wonderland stuff threw us all off our game a little bit, but I'm not really super uncomfortable. So, because I see all the support. And then the other thing I was going to share was we did go read this article. I saw this all over Kingfisher today, and it's from January 15th. I read it a while back and mentioned it. This is one of the Ben Lilly pieces from Jarvis Labs. So jarvislabs.substack.com, and then market's next phase. But this was talking a lot of interesting stuff about how they look at the Eurodollar market, which is the predictor of inflation in the U.S. or interest rates in the U.S. And it ties into a piece by a guy, Arthur Hayes, called Maelstrom, which is this whole, I think this is what your boy, who's the guy, Fred, at Material is talking about. He probably read this book, which talks about this kind of debt apocalypse.
Right.
So everybody should read this. I think it's really pretty interesting about what the Fed's trying to navigate all of this. But the big thing was that these guys feel like most of it's already priced in. Kind of what I was thinking the last couple of days, that, all the bad news, the interest rate hikes, all of that is already in. So then when you hear something like, from the Fed yesterday, those people who already priced in the doom and gloom, that's when they're like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. And they come in and pick some up. But everybody go read this. jarvislabs.substack.com. It's a lot of macroeconomic stuff. It's pretty deep. Too hard for me to explain right now. But it talks about hash rates. It's a really good overview. But that's cool. That's the last thing I wanted to share.
I got a little breaking news on the Wonderland Memo show.
Oh, let's hear it. Let me unshare.
Let me load up the screen here. Looks like Danielle has tweeted, tomorrow we'll add a proposal to give back all the funds at treasury value or continue buybacks and add new management. So I think what he's saying is, which is the only reason I haven't dumped yet, I thought that this may be a potential thing to have happen, is I think he's saying he'll take the treasury and use that to buy back everybody's memo. Or they'll continue the buybacks that they're doing to support the price with the treasury and bring in new management. Now, does that mean Danielle is replaced, or does that mean Danielle is just replacing Sifu? I don't know. He's not very clear. So hopefully his proposal will be more clearly articulated when he puts it up tomorrow.
So how would they execute something like that? Like, how do you buy everybody's wMEMO? What about the people that got crushed on this dump and sold?
Yeah, so they'll be fucked. I guess they could theoretically go back in time on the snapshot, but here's the problem. You're going to create, kind of chaos. And you're just asking for a nightmare, right? And frankly, well, I'm not going to say that. I think that he'll probably make it. Anybody still holding will be able to get bought out by the treasury. Now, the bottom line is it's going to come down to what that dollar figure looks like. Like, is it going to be more than current value? And the other thing is he'll have to snapshot it like for today or last night, right? Or actually what he'll probably do is he'll probably snapshot it for 2 days ago, right? And then they can see the transactions of sales. So everybody that had 3 days ago, whatever, everybody had in their wallet 3 days ago gets compensation. And whatever they figure out is the compensation per memo, they will deduct what they sold it for on chain. if they had it in their wallet and dumped it, right? That to me, and that's pretty complex, but it's doable because it's the blockchain. So theoretically, if anybody that dumped, let's say you dumped for 24,000 and the end value that the treasury is going to pay for it is 38,000, then they would track that you had it on that date, see that it was sold, check what the exchange rate was, what they got, and then deduct the difference. So 38.
But I don't see, let me ask a question. How can they, I mean, is he just going to take the treasury and divide it up against all the token holders? Because
yeah, that's what I think he means.
So it's the end of time, Wonderland.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was already proposing the end of Wonderland yesterday with the spell merger. You know, Wonderland was going to die.
He had like 5 things going on, so he had to start merging these together.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's the only smart thing to do, which is what one of my biggest concerns with him was being spread thin. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I have a hard enough time with that, and I'm not running
$5 billion, but I'm not managing
financial things.
4 projects with billions of dollars.
It's just such a shame because I think this is going to be a total mess. Because wMEMO's at like 17 grand right now. So it's not so much.
You had to fucking tell me that. You had to fucking bring that up.
I was on the page just a second ago. Sorry, bro. So it's more the people like, I sold time at 8,500 when I sold it. So all those people who held and have seen that it was at 10,000 at one point.
Yeah.
And, so it's not so much, I think, the people who sold, because they're like probably washed their hands already. It's more the people who remember it at 10,000 and now it's at 300 or whatever. Those are the people that are going to be. I mean, I've seen one of these channels I'm in on the Fortress DAO. I mean, it's just a toxic friggin' FUD channel, the worst I've ever seen, where developers have fought and hijacked stuff, the Twitter feeds, the websites, and they're fighting to get it back under control. And it's just, the guy who's the biggest fudder in there is the one who controls the official Telegram channel. I mean, it's a total friggin' nightmare. So I see and that's a $24 million thing or something. I think this is going to be a total just cluster fun, basically. But good luck with that.
You're such a dick.
I know. But it's like, look, I got screwed in like 20 of these too, so it's not like, and we talked about this months ago. We don't know what the end game is for Olympus DAO. How do these all end? And I think we're seeing how it all ends. For most,
look, this has nothing to do with the mechanism. This has everything to do with the fucking management. Olympus DAO was a bank run and a cascading liquidation. I still think Olympus DAO has plenty of room to grow.
Oh, no, I'm talking, that comment was from 6 months ago. I'm not saying now. I'm not making a judgment call now. No.
So
I don't want to beat down on anybody. I want these to all recover.
Right.
I'm just thinking that, like you said, this was kind of like the ICO model for fundraising. And now everybody has cash and they can go, or funding, and they can go do stuff.
Yep.
And the key is, are they honorable enough to go do stuff?
Well, and they were. That's the sad thing. They were investing in, Wonderland was investing in projects, making money. They're doing a token allocation for the first startup that they funded out to everybody that holds. Spell already provides income to people. That's the brutal thing, right? And we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation had it not been for the cascading liquidations 2 days ago.
And that was why did it also, was it liquidating because of Sifu?
Somebody fucking dumped. I haven't seen the details.
Somebody must have known.
I'm assuming some whale said, fuck it, I want my cash,
Yeah.
And, can't blame them.
Dude, if you had 100 million sitting on the platform and you found out that, I mean, it'd be gone in 5 seconds.
Well, yeah, but this dump happened before all this, right?
But I think it was
started
leaked.
The cascade.
If Danielle knew it a month ago,
this would have, if it was leaked, maybe he knew secretly. Maybe this guy knew secretly. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody in like an oversight, or maybe the third person on the multi-sig wallet that's not doxxed, I think. Yeah. Maybe, somebody might have said something. I'm not
I don't know.
Accusing anybody of anything.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry for all the people that just got crushed.
Is this a spam comment?
No, I looked him up on LinkedIn. He's commented on your LinkedIn profile. Lukoye?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he made a comment on your LinkedIn profile. So, because I looked him up just out of curiosity.
What a wonderful brain.
Yeah, I assumed he was talking about me. So
yeah,
then I realized he was talking about you. Because he commented on one of your things, something you posted.
Okay.
But look, this is just another. I mean, guy, how many times? You know, I mean, this is just what happens. We know this. This is like, you know, when you're starting a new technology, a new space, a new vertical, whatever you want to call it. You know, capital floods in. Everybody who has any idea and raises their hand gets money, and everybody goes off to the races. And 8 out of 10 fall apart, don't make it, fail, whatever. 2, 1 makes it so-so, maybe 1 makes it good. So, you know, we only see the failures at this point. We're not really focusing on the good stuff out there.
Right.
Because,
what's
you know,
the outstanding token counts? Where's the?
It should be up. Go up above the chart, up to the left. Isn't it right in that area? What are you looking at right now? Which one on
the total supply of wMEMO? Oh, 7,644 wMEMO. Is that across all chains? I wonder. It may just be Avalanche.
Oh yeah, we're down 15.5. Shit. Where is that? Yeah, I don't know this.
Well,
it says
I don't think this is the plan. Let's say there's 851 million in the treasury, right? Let's say there's double that. Let's say there's 15,000 wMEMO holders. That would equate to $56,733 per holder. That doesn't account for how much is still fucking out there in time, because you know there's a shitload of people that didn't convert.
I mean, I got a little wMEMO somewhere. Fraction. I don't know. I mean, 76.44. I mean, that almost sounds. I mean, that sounds low. But I guess everybody's in fractional, so it's probably, you know.
Well, no, I mean the wMEMO is like what's the equivalency? I forgot what the equivalency is between wMEMO and.
Wasn't it a wrap version of time or something? At least on Phantom, it was something like that.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know about the tokenomics on this.
Essentially, there's 53 time in every wMEMO right now at current prices.
Okay, so 53 times 7,644 then would get you to the total number of time. Let me find a calculator.
405,000 plus 900,000. So you're looking at 1,304,000
time.
Yeah,
I'm going to see how many we got here. Oh, pretty close. 1,312,000. Total supply of time, which is
so that would make it. If this was a flat out exchange, I have no idea what the fuck he's thinking. If this is a flat out exchange, that would be $652 per time. So in compensation out of the existing treasury, if that's what he means. And I don't know how many of these time are held by the actual treasury too. I know the treasury holds a chunk of time too. But you know,
well, now we just have to sort of wait. I mean, I don't think $652 is going to stave off the wolves at the door. But at least it's something. Well, make it airdrop some stuff, you know.
That's 34,000 per time, and you know that's like 2x plus.
Wait, 34,000 times time. What are you talking about?
So if you take the price of 652 and you say there are an average of 653 time per wMEMO. So current wMEMO price is 15,500, whatever it is. 652 times 53 is $34,556. So that would put the wMEMO buyback price at $34,556, which is 2x. It's a little more than 2x on wMEMO and on time, right? So yes, it's not going to make everybody whole for what they originally invested, but it would certainly.
Well, I think didn't you just
double where they currently are?
Okay, so we just figured out the
We figured out the total supply. We divided 851 million by 1,300,000, right? That got us to basically $652 per time. We know that there are approximately 53 time in every wMEMO. So you multiply 53 times 652, that gives you a value of 34,556 per wMEMO if the entire treasury was used in that way.
Can I say
we're speculating.
So the treasury is 800 million. The market cap of time
the treasury is
851
million.
All right. No, I was looking at market cap of time at 262 million. That's right.
Treasury is 851 million.
Right now.
Yeah.
And so what was it yesterday? 3 billion or something?
No. It was the treasury hasn't fluctuated that much because
what are they holding in the treasury?
That's not the market cap. That's the
but what are they holding in their treasury?
Well, I just saw somebody post 851 million. I don't know what the makeup of it is.
Well, I mean, because I'm saying, are those tokens, is it any of it time, wMEMO, any of that stuff that's been deflated today?
Yeah, no, I don't. I know the current value of the chain of the treasury that I saw on Twitter posted was 851 million. Now, I don't know. I don't even know if the Wonderland website's going to fucking load. There it goes.
Yeah, because I was a lot of times.
Here's the dashboard.
Okay, I'm coming into. A lot of times they've been holding their own currencies in these treasuries, and that was a big thing about that last week. Okay, TVL is 301 dashboard.
Current index
treasury 683.
The current backing per memo, according to the dashboard, is 40,457.
Yeah, I see 683 million in the treasury.
I'd fucking love to get that right now. Won't make me whole, but I'd fucking happy as shit to get that.
Well, yeah, that's right, because that's 5 time, right?
No.
How many time are in each wMEMO? 53. Sorry, 53. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that doesn't even come close.
No, but it's a shitload better than where I am right now.
Yeah, no, for you. Yeah, no.
Yeah, for everybody. Probably 60-70% of the fucking people that came in.
Not for everybody who's sold at 8,500. Yeah. Those are the people that see, this is why I don't like when they put out this 3-3 about hold. We're all going to stick together, and people hold, and who gets dumped on?
Well, look, the other, of course. And the psychology is though that you're printing all these tokens, so you think you're going to have more and you're going to have more value, blah, 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 blah. But
yeah, well, we'll see. It'll be interesting to watch, and we will obviously stay on top of it.
No, we are definitely going to be on top of it. I can guarantee you.
I'm sure all of Brad's friends are calling him about it too.
It's now occupied about 4 hours of my fucking day. So
Yeah. It's tough, man. When you start digging into all these, and you get down these like rat holes on, bad shit happening, it just takes you over. I mean, we got I guess it's almost 1:15, but one final thing, you were talking about how it's just reels you. I remember back in like 2018 timeframe, there was one like kind of market snapshot thing I would look at. It had like the square panels almost, or tiles, and it would have like they'd be the size of the market cap.
Yeah.
It would be like red or green if they were up or down.
Yeah.
And man, you open that shit up at 6:30 in the morning and you see all red. Your days in the shitter.
Actually, that's my buddy at it's a father and son have a site that's actually pretty cool that does it for DeFi and for centralized exchanges. It's called the main site is Quantify Crypto.
Okay.
I actually interviewed them a bit back. I've helped them out with a couple of things. Really nice, genuinely nice guys out of New York. They've built some pretty nice tools. It's quantifycrypto.com. And then there's another link to their DeFi site. I think it's on the homepage of their main site. But it has a lot of data. Now, they are selective about what they allow, what they put to show the data on. But they actually have some really cool indicators besides just the heat maps. They have their own algorithms for buying and selling. Anyway, they're good guys. Good product. They work hard. They build hard. Oh, here's the DeFi.
Nice portfolio visualization tool. I'm looking at. Oh, you're not sharing.
I'm going to share it now.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, but my point was just, look, this is all investing is a dopamine thing, and when you see red and green, it definitely affects your outlook.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful on days like this. to not look at it first thing in the morning and not look at it all the time, like it's a Twitter feed or Facebook feed or something like that, because it's just going to become all consuming. I tend to not look at stuff these days. Yeah, this kind of thing. This is what I hate, because when I see that shit and somebody calls me, it's just like, F off at that point. You're just done. Now, of course, if you see it all green, you're like, woo, let's go.
Yeah.
But when dopamine's in play, it's just hard.
It is
in these like sort of slides. Because eventually you just go, fuck it, dump it all. I can't even look at this shit anymore. And that's capitulation. And that's what we really want right now. Not ourselves, but everybody else. Because when that happens, that's when everybody comes in.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's
now look, the DeFi heat map's a little nicer. I don't know how they pick their pairs. I don't.
Wait, so
this is by liquidity. The block size on this one is by liquidity.
And what button is that you clicked on, buddy? I'm in that screen showing portfolio visualization.
Now you got to go to their DeFi site. Up at the top menu, click on DeFi.
No, I'm on DeFi now.
Oh,
but it showed like a little
on the
hub
left
and
side,
spoke.
I clicked on heat map.
Home protocols, heat map, bang. Oh yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a great product. We should acquire them in our DAO.
Yeah, I like this.
And they're genuinely good guys, both really smart, father and son. Work from home, building this thing, and they've built some cool tools. You can load your Ethereum address in here and see your portfolio as a heat map.
Oh yeah, that's gonna look great.
You notice I'm not loading mine up.
Yeah, I'm not even want to see it, man. I'll wait till we start going up a little bit, and then I'll
exactly. All right, man, I got to roll.
I'll wrap up on this. I like that they have these tiles sized to I guess the amount of liquidity in the liquidity pools. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. They have a limited selection, so it's a little bit. I mean, I think they're building and growing it, so it'll keep growing as they add more. But the DeFi site is DeFiHeatMap.com.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that one in the rotation.
Yeah, it's a good product. It's a good platform. And like I said, if you check out I don't know if they have their indicators here. I don't think they do. No, they don't. On the Quantify Crypto site, they have some really impressive indicators, and they trade with them personally all day long. I watched
these guys are in Florida with us.
No, they're in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in I think Long Island. Jets fan.
Oh,
so
got that going for them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think that's it for me. I got to run.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for listening. Wherever you get the show, we appreciate you doing that. And now all I have as a request is that you pause here and go to Apple Podcasts on your phone or on your desktop browser and rate, review, and subscribe to us. Please, please leave a review. Please rate us. It helps us grow our audience and reach more people. We appreciate your watching. We appreciate you listening. Please join the Discord. Just visit missiondefi.com and click on the Discord link at the top. And please take part in the conversations where we're all kind of sharing knowledge and information. So have a great day. Joe, have a great afternoon. I'll reach out to you a little later. I've got another call running up on me here.
All right, buddy.
I'll catch up with you later.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day and stay strong.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.